thing I've always heard is that a time of crisis is a time of actually like very good, it's right for business opportunities. So the
Right.
pandemic, in a lot of ways, of course, plenty of companies didn't survive that, but it also opened up whole new ranges of companies, and it changed fundamentally how the world works. So that also, shifted,
Yeah.
opened up a lot of new business opportunities as
Yeah, so
well.
Zoom did this and
Mhm.
Gems did this.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Creston, actually, with the pandemic, did you see a big shift in terms of how things were done within your industry and how your product was being used?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think in general, the nonprofit sector saw increased donation. I mean, all right, there's a couple of different perspectives. One, there were, with all the money that was pushed out, there were increased donations as a result of that. So that was beneficial for like the clients that we had with regard to that. Event wise, suddenly there was an impetus to go to remote meetings. So that was like needing features for doing like virtual meetings as opposed to in-person meetings. So that was a shift, and some new features needed to be added for customers there. So that's one aspect of it. But nothing really. The other interesting one is that I finally got to see more of my clients than I ever had. So frequently what happened is it was all video conference. It was all a phone conference that I would interact and do sales with. So I would be sharing a screen and they would be sitting in a conference room where they're at with one conference phone. And literally I'd be talking to like 8 or 9 different people during a sales call, and I'd have to write down the names and try to remember who they are or what they did, but not having any
Which
faces or
voices are
anything.
which, right? Yeah.
Exactly. You have no idea. But when the pandemic hit, now suddenly they were all remote, or vast majority of them were remote. And now when we had meetings or a sales call, it's like, oh, I see everybody here. So I've actually got to see more people
And you have their name tags
post-pandemic,
right underneath.
right, post-pandemic than I had prior to that. That's another interesting thing that's happened.
Mhm. Yeah, good. And when it sounds like, so originally your business was already pretty remote and it was set up well for that. I mean, it was entirely remote,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
never had I never paid for an office outside of,
Mhm.
yeah, I've always just
Mhm.
run out of the home office. So
Yep, I see. And then kind of with that, did you ever end up having to like go in, do in-person pitches as well, like go to various customers' sites and then do a pitch there, or is it something where you could always kind of do it over phone and or via video chat, things like that?
um basically the I have not yet had to go on site for a sale.
Okay.
I could, it would, there may be benefits to doing that. I know the larger customers that they're probably paying a lot more, excuse me, they're probably charging a lot more money, but they fly out to do the, I hate to say it, the dog and pony show about their company and whatnot.
Mhm.
So that is something that happens. Maybe I should be doing that. I don't know yet. But one of my existing customers, they said, hey, we kind of want to get to meet you or see you as before we continue this relationship going on, because it's like we'd have no idea who you are. You could be some video coming in from somewhere in Europe, or so basically I said, sure, I can fly down. And so I have flown and went to that client site
Mhm.
and met the different people. I mean, it was an awesome experience. um but yeah, but in terms of sales, I haven't done it
Mhm.
yet. But that may eventually be, say, them saying, do we really want to keep working with this person if they're not even going to come see us? So
Yeah, I mean, there is also a high cost to that kind of customer acquisition process, right? Especially if they're not in your local area and you're
oh yeah.
traveling around a lot, that's expensive. So you do need to kind of balance that out and figure out if that makes sense for you. In your case, it sounds like it might not. So it
Yeah, when you were saying how long it takes you to acquire a customer for my product, it's similar because there's a lot of red tape, bureaucracy, and educational institutions, and my prices have a few less zeros than yours does. So,
yeah,
uh, and it's hard because there are the bigger institutions that may be able to afford a little bit more, but then there's these super small institutions that really, if you push the price too much, there's no way they can afford it. So
right.
for this industry I'm in, it's an interesting trying to find the balance. If you like this clip and want to watch another one, you can click right here, or if you want to watch the full video, you can click here.